Hey guys, Showy here playing more Doki Doki Literature Club, and I revised the video of the last part, and the special poem that I unlocked was basically, I assume Sayori saying that she was very happy and she didn't want to ask for help and just blow her cover, so she would wait until she has to be taken to the emergency room or something. So basically, she was happy, therefore she didn't ask for help, therefore she committed suicide. So next time I should not tell her that I love her. If there is a next time, which there probably won't be. I don't know what is this game. Anyway, let's continue. This is the next morning after I write the poem that appeals to Natsuki. Hi again, Showy, says Monica. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Hahaha. Nah, don't worry, I say. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Oh, what is this? Thanks for keeping your promise, Showy. I guess Sayori said that the last time. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack, says Natsuki. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. Is it me or is the camera like crooked? I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps a manga collection in the club room. What is this? Why are you on top of the... What? Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature, says Natsuki. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Showy, says Yuri. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might be interested in picking up a book to read? Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So, it only feels right for me to do something like that, if you ask. Wait, says Yuri. I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not like that, Yuri, I say. I want to try to be part of this club. So, even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you want me to. Are you sure? I just feel like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it would help your attention and so on. Okay. We can discuss it when I finish, yes. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this, I say. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. Huh, says Natsuki. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her, in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in here? I ask. Monica! Says Natsuki. She never puts back my stuff in the right spot. What's the point of keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga, I say. You read manga, right? She says. Sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? I heard you bringing that up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. Am I that much of a weeaboo? What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a long volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is, says Natsuki. Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better, she says. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel, I say. I get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Perfect Girls, I say. It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's terrible, simply terrible. Huh. If you're gonna judge, you can go do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice, says Natsuki. But I'll tell you one thing, Showy. Consider this lesson. Don't judge a book. Okay? In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Perfect Girls from the box. I'm gonna show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. Oh, I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire, striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly moe. Don't just stand there, she says. Ooh-ah. Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the window sills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable, I say. I take my seat. Chairs won't work, says Natsuki. We can't read at the same time like that. Why is that, I say. I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's particularly bad thing. I open the book. You mean the manga? It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Whoa, how long has it been since I read the beginning? Huh? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of this, since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? I say. It's not, she says. Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? Um, you don't? She has no friends. She has no friends. That's what she's gonna say. That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga is for kids. I can't even bring up without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of this yet. Makes me want to punch them in the face. Oh, I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Huh? Yeah, that's pretty accurate, she says. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. My dad would beat the shit out of me if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room, she says. Except Monica's kind of a jerk about it. I just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like that solved any of my problems. Well, maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So? Ahahaha. Jeez, that's enough, she says. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. I flipped the page. So, time passes. Natsuki is strangely quiet now. I glance over at her. It looks like she's started to fall asleep. Hey, Natsuki? Yeah? Suddenly, Natsuki collapses straight into me. Hey! What is that? Oh jeez, says Monica. Natsuki, are you okay? What? Here. Monica reaches into her bag and pulls out some kind of protein bar. She throws it at Natsuki in Natsuki's direction. Natsuki's eyes suddenly light up again. She snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears off the wrapper. I told you not to keep... She doesn't even finish her sentence before stuffing it into her mouth. Don't worry, Showy. She's fine. It just happens every now and then. That's why I always keep a snack in my bag for her. Yeah, that was creepy. Anyway, why don't we all share poems now? I'm gonna start with Natsuki. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I share mine with her first. Okay, well let's start with the things I don't like. First of all, Natsuki rereads my poem. Never mind, I don't feel like giving you my opinion. Then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I want to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monica said. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad, says Natsuki. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, well it's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. So, in other words, you're saying you liked it? Ugh. Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat. You're so... You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that. You don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that, I say. I said that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Yeah, she says, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. So isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly, says Natsuki. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngsters one here, did ya? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud when then I won't take that away from her. Let's do Yuri. She will not like my poem. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh, sorry. I forgot to start speaking, she says. It's fine, don't force yourself, I tell her. I am not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yes. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. Oh, so it's that bad. No, she says. Did I just raise my voice? I'm sorry. She buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. I might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice, I say. What were you saying? Right. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for, she says. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. And also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I am not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself to me or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost in the light, the tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath. I flicker back, okay. Yeah, I have already gone through those poems. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read, she says. Ah, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Ah? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems, says Yuri. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it, she says. I'll be honest. Since it's your first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? I say. Hoo. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Showy, she says. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way, I say. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really, says Yuri. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I have to keep trying. I'm counting on you, says Yuri. Now, the last one, which is Monica. Hi, Showy, she says. Having a good time so far? Oh, yeah. Good, glad to hear it, she says. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, says Monica, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ahaha. Don't worry, Showy. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true, I say. I hand Monica my poem. I like it, Showy, she says. Oh, really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Ahaha. Oh, jeez. No. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer too. So take that as a compliment. Ahaha. If you say so. Yep. If you're interested in Natsuki, then always keep a snack on you. She'll cling to you like a puppy. Hahaha. Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money or leave her any food in the house, so she's a fussy mood pretty often. He doesn't give her lunch money or leave her any food in the house. Okay? But sometimes she just loses all of her strength and shuts down. Like earlier. This is just a guess, but I think she's so small because her malnutrition is interfering with her adolescent growth. Oh damn! So now I'm gonna learn the deep secret of Natsuki, like I did with Sayori before. But hey, some guys are into petite girls too, you know? Sorry, just trying to look at the bright side. Anyway, do you want to read my poem? Don't worry, I'm not very good. So, oh, Natsuki has a shitty life too. I guess this playthrough is gonna be like how Natsuki dies, maybe. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. But he wasn't looking at me, confused and so on, yeah. Swallowing my fear, I brandished my pen. So, what do you think? It's pretty freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. Oh, it's okay, she says. Yeah, that kind of a style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem, a story, your brain gets too fixed on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about this is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew, I say. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something on her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As I read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. "What with this language?" says Natsuki. Did you say something?" says Yuri. "Oh, it's nothing." Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. "I guess you could say it's fancy." "Oh, thanks," says Yuri. "Yours is cute." "Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something?" "It's clearly about the feelings of giving up. How can that be cute?" "Oh, I know that," says Yuri. "I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice." "Huh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say?" "Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all." Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Showy did too. So, based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, "Excuse me," says Yuri. "I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, Unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Showy liked my poem too, you know? He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Huh? That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Showy appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? Says Natsuki. No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Ooh. Well, you know what? Says Natsuki. I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Showy started showing up. Natsuki, says Yuri. Natsuki, that's a little... says Monika. This doesn't involve you, they say. Taking out your own insecurities on others like that, says Yuri. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Oh, we do not have Sayori now to intervene, so... Me? Look who's talking, you wanna be edgy bitch, says Natsuki. Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know? If you want to prove anything, just stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Wow, be careful or you might cut yourself on that age, Yuri. My bad, you already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself, says Yuri. What is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on, says Natsuki. Let's Showy hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heel for you after this. Ah, says Yuri. Suddenly, Yuri turns toward me as if she just noticed I was standing here. Showy, she's just trying to make me look bad, she says. That's not true, says Natsuki. She started it. Okay, I have to choose one. Natsuki. Okay. Monika? Hey Showy, she says. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Outside where? Outside the classroom? Or outside this storyline? Okay? Sorry about that, says Monika. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Ahaha, she says. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. She's crying. She quickly runs away. Oh dear, says Monika. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it, says Yuri. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk, with her palms on her forehead. Yuri, I say, I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Showy, says Yuri. Please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri, says Monika. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something. But she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm the vice president, so let me take that responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that, says Yuri. It's not that. It's just I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Showy. It would be just embarrassing with you listening. Sigh. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? Says Monica. I'm sorry for causing trouble, says Yuri. But I really... Okay, so... What? How did it... what? I guess I can save now. Look, I don't have any save pages of the previous playthrough. Well, I don't know, man. This is getting so weird. I guess I'm gonna leave it there for this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.